People don't buy from the best kept secrets anymore. 83% of consumers want to see more video content from brands, indicating a clear demand for authoritative visual teaching content. Podcast hosts are judged as more trustworthy than influencers by 59% of listeners. Video content dramatically increases conversion and engagement on websites and social platforms. And none of that happens by accident. Hello and welcome to another episode of Be the Hero of Your Brand. I'm Rachael.
And I'm Ben.
I'm taking over the show. We are the podcast people here at your video team. How did that feel?
All right.
Oh, it felt well weird to me. So, I've changed this round. Normally you would have picked the topic and you're in charge.
I would have done the research, wrote the theme tune.
Well, I've done the research. You can still do the editing, the filming, the everything else. I'm not taking that much over. So, I'll say a little bit different. The way that I'm going to run this show today...
Yeah?
Oh, you're looking at everything weird.
I've just made sure everything's recording.
The way I'm running the show is I have some really interesting facts because I've had some conversations lately about marketing. Stop doing that. You're giving me weird looks. What are you doing? About marketing, about why we podcast, why people should podcast, all those sorts of reasons, which rightly should be the conversations I'm having. It's what we do, right? But it made me think, like, it's all very well us going, because it's freaking phenomenal and you should do it and it's amazing. We do have other facts as well. But what I wanted to do today was get some of those actual researched facts.
Yeah.
The technical info. I'm going to give them to you and then we're going to have a discussion on it.
Okie doke.
Sound good?
Yeah.
So, cool. Good. So, the first part we're going to be discussing is like the audience expectations and how they've changed and how people want to learn before they buy.
So as a business running a podcast and trying to build relationships with their customers. Yeah,
so just in general, like this is how customers are across the board, not just with podcasting, but with every business. And obviously the facts I've got are why podcasting can support you then breaking those barriers back down and things like that. So the first fact I got was that 73% of consumers prefer watching a short video to learn about a product or service. They're not just searching, they're trying to learn it first.
That is very interesting. And it's a short video.
Yeah.
So I think this very much goes to, when anyone talks to us, how long should a video be? Whether it's a podcast episode, a short video, long form YouTube content, or even medium form content, how long should a video be? The video should be as long as it needs to be to get the information over.
It needs to, so teaching a lesson, teaching about something, it needs to be short, sharp, concise. So we have, podcasting's different.
Yes, I would say yes, it should, but you should always have an element of story with it. Yeah. So it could be short and concise and to the point and be like this, but if there's no why, no story developed into, why would anyone take the action?
Okay, so this is probably where, I'm having this conversation with you. I haven't got the answers to this bit as such, but this is where product and service is different, right?
Yeah.
So ultimately, if I've got a leaky toilet, leaky tap, I don't need to know the story as to why I'm going to fix that leak. Tell me how I'm going to fix that leak.
Yeah.
There could be more beyond it of going, so what you're going to do is going to do this. Might be little bits of why. So we're going to use this because. And ultimately, you want to be fixing your leak now before it gets really bad because. Those bits, you might disagree slightly with that.
No, I think if you're something like that where it is you're either going to be the person that hires somebody in, or you're going to be the person that is willing to learn and do the work. Also, it depends on the urgency of it.
73% now of consumers are preferring to find out how to do it themselves.
Yeah, but I don't think that necessarily means that they're actually going to action it. Like you look at a mechanic, they could tell you how the job's done. You could research how it's done. Mm-hmm. All that's going to do is put you in a better position when you're talking to the mechanic. You're not
They
going to
want
go
that
there
knowledge.
and feel like you're going to have the rug pulled from underneath you. You're going to have that knowledge there that you can say a few things. I don't think, as much as 73%, did you say?
Yep.
73% of people are researching it. That research is to find out, is that the trusted source?
Yeah, so it is to learn about a product or service first.
Yeah.
So it's learning about it, not necessarily to do it, but why are you that person? Why is that?
If you're buying a new vacuum, are you going to just go ahead and buy Dyson because they're the first ones that you think of? Or are you going to go, which is all down to advertising, or are you going to buy a Shark, or are you going to buy a Henry the Hoover? You're going to do the research into what is the right job, what is the right tool for your situation.
Mm-hmm.
Like a leaky tap could be a number of different issues. Where is the leak? How fast is the leak? What kind of...
Yeah.
There's a number of issues. You've got to do the research and finding the right thing, or you could go, actually, that person knows how to fix that problem, which is slightly different than my problem. I'll just phone them up and get them to do it.
And I suppose also that, like, we are in a cost of living crisis.
Mm-hmm.
So also, can I fix that tap, or do I need someone else to do it? But what it's also going to do is build a relationship with me and potentially that plumber or that service, that person. Yeah, plumber. Because when then I have an issue with a bigger incident where I know I'm not fixing it, who am I going to look at? I'm going to look and see, are they local? Like, had I already looked at a local business and things like that? Which, the way that the internet works, and I'll get onto that, that's one of my other facts, is it's likely going to show you videos from businesses in your local area first.
Yeah, if the business itself has done the right kind of keywords and SEO kind of stuff, and they're being recommended by other people in local area platforms like as we're talking about plumbing, something like Trust a Trader. Are they getting the reviews, the Google reviews? Are they getting mentioned in other places for doing good work? Yeah.
Interesting, right?
Yeah.
83%, so higher, 83% of consumers want to see more video content from brands, indicating a clear demand for authoritative visual teaching content.
I think that is very, very much in line with the times of what, especially with how people are learning, how people are taking in information. I think, but I also think there's an element that people will go in, this is just how you do it, right? This is just how you find the information. You watch a video on it, because we're kind of bombarded with videos all the time.
Yeah.
Is a full-blown educational video the right tool, or do you need some entertainment in that to make it memorable? Or
yeah, but I also think this is where we would say, from a face of a business, a personal brand, you do need the face of a business.
Yeah.
One face. But that doesn't stop you having the faces of your team within your website and on your socials. It's just that you have one dominating face. Because what I like as personally, that when I phone a company, I'm not going to get the person I always see on the socials. I'm going to get Teresa, who's in sales, or, Eric, who does marketing, depending on what my need are and my contact is. So actually, having the different team members of this is who you're going to be, predominantly probably more on the website side of things, is where you're going to then create those personal touches. Because again, we're in a world where people buy from people.
Mm-hmm.
And so I want to buy from the person. If I'm going to watch a video and they're like, standoffish, and I don't know who that person is.
Yeah, if their personality doesn't suit what you want, a personality.
I just don't hear the information the same way than somebody else. And we all make those jokes. I hear information differently than someone else tells me. Why? Well, because that's their area of expertise, not yours.
I also believe that there's the element that people love seeing the passion behind the work that you're doing. Like, you're creating a video, gives you another opportunity to show passion. Like, if someone was just to read it, their mood affects how they read. If they're happy, they're going to read happy. If they're miserable, they're going to read miserable. If they're angry, they're going to read angry. And it's kind of, and then that assumption of what they think about the person that created this text is going to be affected by their emotions. Where if you watch a video and someone's happy and jolly, you're likely to pick up on their emotion. Maybe they make you feel better about yourself, which actually builds a stronger rapport with that person because the positivity that you've made them feel.
Well, funny enough, today alone, we were on the phone call with a mortgage broker, and they turned around to us and said, look, if I talk too much or give you too much information about the process of what I'm doing, feel free to tell me to stop. I love my job. And so I will just talk about what I do, and I will tell you step by step the process. You were like, okay. I was in my head immediately went to, no, tell me all about your business. Like, if you're passionate about it, I want to feel that passion. I don't want to go and sort out my own mortgage broking and that stuff. I don't have the right skill set to, but I want to know that passion. I want to feel passionate.
If she's telling you all the steps, then you're in the 73%. You know that bit of information.
Damn it, I got caught on my own thing.
Yeah. But that's what, again, why people are watching these videos. Not necessarily to go ahead and do it. You are going to get, I can't remember the breakdowns, but let's break it down as a third, just to be even. It's not that, but you're going to have 3 kinds of people check out your content. It's the people that are going to watch it and do it. Mm-hmm. They're going to take action and do the thing you say. You're going to get the people who watch it and do nothing, and then you're going to get the people who watch it and buy from you. Yeah, because you're fixing a problem, or you're giving them a solution, or you're feeding them the dream, and they know to go to you and do it.
They're just like, I can't do that.
And they might not be buying for you, but they're in the market for and doing the research and going, these people do podcasts, I'm going to check them out. I'm not going to buy from them because I'm not quite keen on their personalities, but what the information they gave me is good. I'm going to see, this person's saying similar information, they must be talking about the right thing, but I like their personality, I'm going to go to them.
Yeah. So based on that, and we touched on it as well with local trade as well, and how important it is. And this is where the data behind the videos is also really important, making sure that your website is saying exactly where you are, your metadata is, but also like Google's got a really good thing because we've got, is it Guernsey, like right down under, like on the map, like I don't know, Malta, somewhere like that. Like if you Google some UK-based businesses, they'll cover all of the UK, and then it will have that real sharp triangle. Yeah. And this is why it's important to have that mapping system correct on your My Business profile. Yeah. Because it was projected. It was projected that. That's why it's really important because video content is now dominant in internet traffic. It was projected to make up to 87% of all internet traffic by 2025. Mm-hmm. In 2025. Yeah. Like, that's huge as well. Like, it's not just your top rated, top performing and like SEO words and things like that. It's SEO embedments in videos. It's those sorts of things that are actually now, people aren't consuming text as quickly. They want to just jump straight to a YouTube video. Yeah,
it helps with how people learn. But, I mean, that 87% is also, how much of that is just going through content that you're not even taking in? Like the TikToks and the YouTube Shorts and the Instagram Reels where they're just thumbing it through and like it's miles of video that you're going through. You could say it's hours.
Oh, what was that miles. Fact that you got from the book? Was that in? That wasn't like in 30 days.
Across a month, you can go across the width of the.
No, Everest.
That's
your thumb climbs Everest. Yeah. Every month.
Oh, every week I think that was.
Was it week? That's how.
7 days.
Like I was like, my poor little thumb. Why is it not muscular?
That's miles of content that you don't even take in. You don't know who's done it. You don't know if you found it funny. You don't know what your emotion is to it. And it's really hard to break through that. And a lot of people get discouraged by hearing stats like this, where they're going, there's so much video content, but there's so much people are watching, and all you've got to do is land on that right one person.
And you can't look at it and go, the video market is flooded. It is, but there are people out there who are searching specifics.
Yeah.
So, leaky tap. What video is then coming up? Like podcasting, what video is then coming up? Like those things. We did it with Lindsay McGlone. I said to her, Google Reclaim Means Business, which is the event that she puts on, or they put on. And when it come up, our videos from our YVT on the Road podcast come up.
Yeah.
And they were like, whoa, hang on. And I was like, yep. There was an interview from her, something completely different, but the second find was ours.
Yeah.
And then comes our playlist for, and I was like, there you go, we're above your actual website.
Yeah, I also think there's an element that we need to consider, like the amount of AI rubbish that's going out as well, and like you need to create content to compete against that. And I'm not saying that you need to create the weird stuff that it makes, but you need to kind of make sure that the right information is going out. If you're creating the right video content, AI is going to research that and put you forward in another way. That search is kind of being dominated by is AI search now, which is all we ever hear about. Is like, you need to prepare for AI search, and again, that's going to be a lot of video content, but it's also going to be a lot of what other people say about you. So being on other people's podcasts, being visible in other places.
Picking up on authority. The second category was marketers and buyers prioritizing trust and authority. So the stat for this, or the quote for this, was podcast hosts are judged as more trustworthy than influencers by 59% of listeners. That makes my heart happy.
It makes my heart very happy. It makes me want to shout out from the rooftop. And I can tell you why. Because influencer marketing has gone through such a crazy period. And people were being inspired by people, by what they wear, where they went, what they've done. And they're like, I want to be like them. And then it was, if you want to be like me, I have this product to plan my life. I have this product to put on my face. I have this product that I eat. I have this. And then it just started getting more and more, they're just money grabbing now, or it doesn't seem genuine. When it was the start of it,
yes,
and it was genuine, Stephen Bartlett, no, let's go with someone else.
I wasn't fashionable enough to have influencers.
Yeah.
But
yeah, you saw things like that. So Peter McKinnon, who is a YouTuber that I've followed for years, would go and talk about Squarespace.
Yeah.
On almost every video he'd done, and a load of people done Squarespace videos, and it's what we use for our website. They're not a sponsor of ours, but because of people like Peter McKinnon and people I followed, I was like, that looks easy to use.
It was bringing names to the forefront. I'll tell you one, and I'll talk to you about this one later, is Mrs. Hinch with Shark Hoovers. Oh,
okay.
So Miss Hinch didn't have Dyson, she used Shark, which at the time were a non-known about brand.
Yeah.
We used them, but anyway. It's my own gripe. But that's what they were doing. She did skits and things on her Instagram channel to the point then that she ended up influencing the sales of Shark Hoovers, that Shark got in touch and said, we'd like to sponsor. So the relationship changed from influencer to sponsor.
Yeah.
I think what happened with the influencer world was what it became was people going, I'm going to be an influencer. Look at me. I've got 10,000 followers. You do my podcast for me and I'll get you all these people.
Yeah.
And people didn't like that. We didn't trust it. It didn't work. Because businesses were going, well, where are all my people you promised me?
Yeah, and I think what podcasts do a lot more, especially the host, they are recommending what they use. There's a couple that I question, but that's only because of the type of product that they're promoting is not anything I would consider using.
Yeah,
So,
I also want those weird ones where I think we spoke about it in another episode where it's so disjointed.
mm-hmm.
Like we listen to Chris and Rosie Ramsey. They talk about shopping, like Tesco with kids.
Yeah,
They talk about Go Henry. They talk about Better Health. All of those, they are sponsors now, but they are things that, one, they use, but two, they relate.
Yeah.
Whereas ultimately, if they started talking about, like Jeeps and stuff, I'd be like,
if they
why?
start talking about Huel, or if they start talking about, like, it's just, they're not known for fitness, so why are they necessarily promoting that stuff? And I think they have possibly
he is
it.
like Taekwondo, don't you? It's not that. If he ever hears this, I'm sorry, Chris. It's not Taekwondo. What is it?
Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
That's the one. Jiu-Jitsu.
I'd
love for him to hear that mistake and comment on it.
But yeah, and there are podcasters who do immediately go for, oh, these person are willing to sponsor me, I'm going to say yes to it. But if they're not right for your audience, they're not right for you. And if you don't use them, they're not going to be right for your audience. If they're just coming to you out of the blue. And we've had people approach us and be like, oh, can we come on and be on your show, on your podcast? This isn't an interview podcast. It might be in the future, but right now it's not.
Yeah, exactly.
So why do you think that is something that we're going to necessarily do?
And again, that's that because they want to tap into our audience. They want to tap into you. Like,
I've got a story to share.
I've always got to know what value am I offering my audience. Yeah. We're still trying to work that one out, but so moving on from there, then the podcast audiences are spending an average of 7 hours a week listening, indicating a deep attention and connection.
Yeah, so they say it's a deep and meaningful connection, or it implies that. But is it? Because how many of them are washing up or vacuuming or driving? Like you're doing multiple things when a podcast is on. Unless you're sitting down and watching it and being meaningful to learn it. Like, and sometimes I put podcasts on in the car, especially when I'm on my own, because I get to listen to what I want to listen to. I'll put on Christo's podcast, Nick Bradley's. I'll put on ones that would teach me the Think Media podcast, like ones that are going to teach me and help me become. And I'm constantly rewinding it because I just don't quite take the information in. Yeah,
I think when it says indicating deep attention and connection, I think the attention is that it's a continual attention, right? You will always jump to, can always hear Christo and the Think Media dude, and there's a new one you've brought into the equation as well. I'm like, oh, who's this one? But ultimately, like, the attention is there, and you've built a connection. Like, if you were to meet Christo, you'd fangirl a bit because you really know him. But you'd do that weird thing that we've done multiple times where we've met someone and gone, oh my God, like, it's so lovely to see you. And they're like, great. And you think, you've not met me. I've edited your podcast, or you were a guest on someone's podcast I edited. Sorry, you don't actually know me, but I know all about you.
Like, I've been watching you in a dark room.
So, sorry, my belt's gone all funny and it's irritating me. So I get what you're saying in like deep intent.
Yeah.
Like, I'm doing this but it is an attention and a connection that is being created.
Yeah, it's quite interesting to hear. So that's the average of how many hours they're watching. Do you have an average of how many episodes it is?
No.
It's 5.
Oh, don't do that. That's mean.
Well,
wait, what's me? What's
well,
5?
normally when you do these, you're always moaning at me for taking the facts that you've written down. So I just make sure.
You normally know the facts that I've written down, and I'm like, well, okay, fine.
Yeah, like that 7 hour one, I know, but the average amount of episodes that people watch is 5, or listen to is 5.
As it, right, I'm going to ask you the question now. As in 5 a week or 5 before they
week.
Become
5? No, it's not how many episodes they are watching. How many different podcasts they are watching and listening to. So we listen to the Ramseys. I listen to Christo, Think Media. My new guy.
My new guy. So you're saying on average it's 5 different podcasts that people are listening to a week, which makes sense, right? We say a podcast should either be 20 minutes or about 40 minutes to do a commute to and from work.
A commute to work.
It's that sort of thing. So 5 makes sense if you're commuting.
I mean, you've got these powerful 2-hour, 3-hour long podcasts with Joe Rogan. I think Stephen Bartlett's starting to do them now as well. Long. But
and the thing is as well is, like us at the moment, like we got behind with the Ramseys, so we're binge listening, and this is why it's really important to not get disheartened by the amount of views you're having on launch day or that week and stuff. Like ultimately, obviously we've recently released the Kent Business Show. We're the 3rd week in, fourth
week now. 4th episode's gone out.
4th episode went out on today, day of recording.
This week, yeah.
And it was Carol and Penny said, like, how are the views going? And I'm like, well, you've got 20 views on one of them, 15 on another. The shorts, like one of them's got 700 views, one of them's got 500 views. But what it is what people are doing is they're seeing that short, they'll go over, they'll save it. They're like, oh, I haven't got 40 minutes to listen, so I'll come back to that. Or they're listening to a bit of it and not the whole thing. You know, like people don't work on that. They work on their own time. And,
it's always advised as well that if you're starting a podcast, is to have 3 episodes in the bag that you can release on your first week. Mm-hmm. Now we say that's a pilot, episode 1, episode 2. And you might think, why do they need that? It's like because your audience who love it will want to go somewhere else. Will want something else from you.
Yeah. And
if a podcast, unless you've got a whole bank of content that they can go to and not short form content, actual meaningful content like a YouTube channel with years of content, your next episode of a podcast is going to be where they're going to go next. And if it's an hour long episode and they've got a 20 minute journey to work, that's to and from. That's a day and a half. That's a couple of days worth of listening potentially.
Yeah. So ultimately, what that concluded with is trust is a key purchase driver.
Yeah.
Long form content like podcasts and video podcasts is where that's built.
Yeah.
Where that trust is built. Okay, number 3. Section 3. Videos and podcasts build relationships because they educate. So this number is 96% of marketers say video helps people understand products better, and 89% report videos influence the purchasing decision.
What was that percentage, the second one?
89%.
What was the first percentage?
96%. So 96% of marketers say video helps people understand the product better.
Yeah.
And 89% of videos influence the actual purchase decision.
Wow. Massive numbers, isn't it?
That's huge. And we did this today. So we've been looking for a different side table for a project we've got going on.
Yeah.
And on the Amazon page, they had a video. And on that video, it showed how to use it. And I was like, great, cool. See how high it is, see if it will work. And then it had a review video that showed us that's not what we're going to be purchasing. And that was huge for us. Yeah. Like, actually, because I said to you, it's got like 900 reviews and 73% of them are positive.
Yeah.
I went straight to the negative.
It was over 4 stars worth of...
I went straight to the negative because to me it's more important to go, right, let's actually look at what people are saying is bad. Most of the bad was absolute nonsense of like, it didn't come up high enough over my sofa, and I was like, well, dude, you didn't measure it properly. Like, I can see the measurements, so regardless. But one of them was a video that said, use it for a couple of weeks and the metal's gone super flimsy. And I was like, decision made.
Yeah.
So it's a positive and negative to what it can influence.
Again, it's not what the video that the product put out or the people that made the product put out. It's a video that someone else said about it that really influenced you. how are you going to be able to create content that is going to influence an audience is by... So if you have a product, you want to put it in real life scenarios, and you sit like everyone criticizes QVC shopping, but they put everything into a situation.
Yeah.
And of course, they're going to lean to this is the best way to use it. But we've all seen the guy who climbed on the ladder and the ladder collapsed underneath him and did that.
We had that ladder.
We've got that ladder.
We have that ladder.
Yeah. Well, not that one. We've got a different brand.
Because that that wasn't. But also him collapsing showed this is how bad. Actually, when he clicked it,
Yeah.
he was like, nah. He wasn't afraid to click it and get back on it.
Yeah.
And go,
It wasn't. It wasn't the ladder's fault. It was
user
like
error.
most problems, human error.
It was user error. Yeah, he hadn't clicked it in.
Yeah. But we all educated. We saw him do that and go, we're not going to make that mistake.
No, every time we use that ladder.
And that works with services as well, because we've made the mistakes with podcasting, and you can now see and hear that we are a lot better at it than what we used to be. If you go back to episode 1 of the Your Video Team podcast,
Please don't do
it was shockingly bad. It sounded terrible. It was one camera. It was boring topics to talk about.
Yeah.
And really, we spoke about a fact and couldn't go any further or any deeper than the fact itself.
No, we thought we just knew everything straight away.
Oh, we thought the fact is all it is. Okay, we've educated you, but do you remember it?
Yeah, that'd be like me going, 96% of marketers say video helps people understand products better.
Cool story,
And then
bro.
walking away.
Yeah.
Whereas that's why we dive deeper now, right? That's why we're having a conversation about
We can do that because we've had years of doing it. We've made the mistakes. We've seen what works. We've seen what doesn't work. We know this stuff to tell people this is how it is. And it's the same for a business coach. They've made the mistake so they can educate. Mm-hmm. It's the same for any kind of mentor, really. Like the 6-figure bookkeepers. They've made the mistakes. They've done the accounts that people don't want to do. They've got the stories. They've got the bruises. They've got the T-shirts. They're able to tell people, you can charge that much because of this reason. You can become a 6-figure bookkeeper or a 7-figure bookkeeper now because of this reason, not because we are making it up as we go along. And
it's funny, isn't it? Because, like, from a video perspective, there are so many false videos out there. Like we've already said, like influencers and things like that. That, I mean, obviously Facebook has got this new ad thing now, isn't it? Where you can't watch a video without an ad coming up.
Oh my goodness! I've got
doing my brain in. But yesterday, so I was watching the same video, had 2 ads in it because it was a longer video. The same ad, but the name of where that ad was being shared from was a different place.
You know what? I was watching Facebook, and there's this chef that comes up on Facebook all the time for me. I really enjoy him. He's entertaining. Something like Joshua or Julian Wiseman, I believe his name is. And I was watching him on Facebook. I was getting advert after advert after advert on all his videos, and I'm like, I pay for YouTube Premium.
That's why he's now going up on YouTube.
Why am I watching on here? I'm going to go and subscribe to him on YouTube. So when I want a bit of inspiration around cooking, I'm going to watch him.
And that's amazing, right?
But his efforts have made me take the next step with him.
Yeah.
Now, I spend money on YouTube. Obviously, YouTube gets the money. But now, I'm going to start... I don't give him money on Facebook. He has my attention on Facebook when he comes up. And I watch it, and he hopefully gets money from the adverts, the 20 ads that I had in the video from him. Hopefully, he's getting some of that money. But I've spent money on YouTube. He's now someone that I watch on YouTube because I was like, I don't want these adverts. I just want to watch him. He's the entertainment. And I've watched so many adverts because I found him entertaining. I was like, why not just look him up on YouTube?
But that's it, right? Like that brain. And again, going over to YouTube, you're still not going to get as many adverts as Facebook keep currently throwing at us all. So
I won't get any.
We won't, but others who haven't got premium, sweetheart. Not everyone pays for premium, okay?
No, hardly anyone
we
pays
have
premium.
to because of everything else we do with it. So, but again, I mean, this specifically said understand products better. But we talk about this with ourselves and say, your service is a product.
Yeah.
You have to productize your service.
Yeah.
So ultimately, this is just as relevant to if you're a service-based business.
And
it's just working out how. So this is where, from a makeup perspective, let's say, foundation, I could wipe foundation on here and I could physically show you what it is. I just realised you took my fact away from me that I was actually talking about and went off onto your chef thing, and I didn't make the point I wanted to make about that, but hey-ho.
It's not nice when it happens, is it?
It's worse when it comes back to me when I realise you've done it. I could rub foundation on here and you could clearly see if it is and isn't working, sort of thing, and I can talk about how it feels and things like that. From a business perspective, like what you need to be doing for your service is that's where case studies come in. So you hear us, you've heard us in this episode, you would have heard us in previous episodes, and you'll hear us in future ones talk about us actually comparing the work we have done and with our partners that have come on,
or even with ourselves, but more with our partners.
Like those case studies are the bits here that are helping people understand your service product better. Just as
I also think there's an element from a service-based business, whether that's a coach or whether that's an accountant or whether that's, is there stuff that you can productize?
Yeah.
So for us, we've created our
episode planner.
Our episode planner. Now we have visions of making that into a book, like a planning book, mate.
A year long. 6 months, a year long. We'll have different options.
Yeah, and then that will become a product that we could sell as well, because
do you want it?
It's a useful tool for people. You could, but we also could do a training guide on how to podcast.
Yeah,
we could collate that. Something we can, and this is something that a lot of service people should be considering, especially if you've built an audience through videos, you've got that trust, is the community side of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Should you be building a community, which they pay to be in, but we've seen people like Leah Turner, Leah Gregory, The Atomic, Andrew and Pete,
Danny.
Mavericks, Danny, the Success School coming through now.
Yep, Bookkeepers Podcast as
Bookkeepers Podcast. And these are people who are just in our orbit right now. Lindsay.
Yeah.
With her milkshake brings all the Instas to the yard. My Insta brings all the milkshake to the yard.
Yeah.
We're in her backyard.
That's what it's called.
Yeah.
Lindsay's backyard.
We're in Lindsay's backyard. But there's loads of people like this.
Mm.
I mean, someone that I want to go in more is Susie Ashworth.
Yes.
Yeah. Because our storylines are quite parallel. In fact, we worked with the same managers when we worked at Pizza Hut.
Oh, she lives down the road apparently.
She lives around the corner from us.
Yeah.
I want to kind of work with her a bit more. I know there's other people who are building a community, like Andy Casey. He's kind of...
Yeah.
I don't know if he's got plans to build a community, but he's definitely putting the groundwork in now and getting...
Well, this is it, isn't it? It's like we talk about it and we're like, the reason that what stops us, I think, is slightly imposter syndrome with it, because what we want to ensure is that our community has complete and utter value in it, which is what I can get. And there is an element that the community builds its own value because of the people in it, but I don't ever want people to feel like they're wasting their time in there and things like that. And so, like, if I can go in there once a week and take one thing away, what's my one thing? And it doesn't have to be huge, but what's my 1% that week of how that community has made my business better? So, and again, that can start as a free platform and evolve and grow into, okay, here's that, but this now goes behind.
I think, I don't know if you should start it as a free platform. And the reason...
So we don't have one because we haven't...
Yeah, but the reason is because you've put the laps in on your free content.
Mm-hmm.
You've done the miles. You've given them the place to be. For them to have that, and the community, I'm talking like, they have a contact with you in some way. So Stephanie from Spicy Brain, she does her Friday, and I think she does a Monday call. But
she does
definitely
her Monday
Friday.
pep browsing pep talk, which is what I've dived into.
And she's done a Friday call as well.
Oh, it's in that one. Yeah.
Andrew and Pete has the Mavericks
Yeah.
with Suman, Robin, Shah, and they do once a month their Q&A as well.
Yeah.
They also do in-person events,
Yeah.
which you can go to, not talking about Atomicon, but actual, like, that's
Daniel
where we met Daniel Priestley.
We had the meet and greet with Andrew.
Andrew and Pete, yeah.
Yeah.
You've got Leah Turner, who does she does a Friday call, I believe.
Yes.
And I think she does a couple of calls throughout the week.
Yeah,
That's your...
Again, her community, the whole community has different, I'll say, experts that can offer to do, we're doing this week, does anyone want to do that? They do the same.
Zoe Cairns.
Yeah.
She has a couple of... so she has a community where she does an online piece once a month, a live training and stuff like that, but she also does a lot of free...
Once a quarter she'll do the in-person one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is a free to attend, but like, for people to have that contact with you, I think you have, especially if you've spent the time putting laps in on your social content, on your YouTube channel, on your podcast, on your teachings.
It's the building, I suppose. That's where we're at. Is we're building, ready to go. Here is a community, and this is all the value you can get from it.
And like, we're not.
And again, I want a community manager. Like, it is also a big job.
Yeah.
It is a full-time job for someone to be in that group, making sure questions are being answered, meetups are being arranged, all those sorts of things.
Yeah.
Right? So,
and that's it. They're going to have that. They're going to have that reach to you. Like, if you've got a problem, you know you can reach out to these people.
Yeah, and again, like, as we grow, as you become famous in your industry, if you like, and those sorts of things, and that sometimes there feels that disconnect, like when you've got that name. Like, I mean, I thought it with Danny when I first met her. I said that and was like, oh my gosh, like, how do you reach out to that person? Like, I can't do that. She's famous. Look at her. She's in a room like commanding 800 people, about to command 2,500. You know, how she's unobtainable. Actually, by having a community, Danny's made herself obtainable. She's not that far ahead, that far ahead, but she's not out of reach. She's like, I can go to an event, hi, you know, like, talk to her.
What I love about Danny is that, and it's just so, like, we went to higher level.
Yeah. No, higher voltage.
Yeah, sorry. We went to higher voltage, and Danny was there. She was having to shoot off, but she still made time to come and say hello to us.
Yeah.
I gave her a hug, and I accidentally stood on her toe.
What?
I was like, I'm so sorry I stood on your toe. She went, that's all right, I've got 9 others. There's only one of you. I was like, just like little things like that, kind of like, yeah, you actually see the people that are there. That yes, we all sing your praises and stuff like that, but you see the 2,500 people that are in the room.
Yeah, and by having that community, again, that's where I'm like, I want that community manager that's going to turn around and be like, right, Rachel, this question's been asked in the community today. What am I answering back?
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, great. I'll tell you what, I'll put that on that. Or I'm seeing it. So I'm like, hey, great. Like, you know, when I get excited because Danny's responded to a post, you know, Katie Hill as well. She's built a community. So I'm in that. I'm like, hey, Kate, you know, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's like Blue Peter presenter famous. Like, you know, it's like, but all of a sudden, like, those things start to roll, and that authority's been built, that trust has been built, the relationships, and they all started for me with videos, with people.
Yeah.
Well, with people, and then no, it wasn't. It was, so Danny I met in person, Katie I met in person,
Andrew
Pete I met in person.
Met by accident.
Still met them in person first.
Still met them in person.
Still fangirled. All of them I met in person. Started following them. It wasn't because they were static posts. I don't do static posts. It's because of the videos where they were talking to me. They were talking to me.
And that is a
I'm
piece
talking to you.
Yeah.
You got to find that later.
and that's what people have to bear in mind, especially if they're doing it on their own, like video content on their own. You've got to talk to one person, not to all the people. Because if you talk to everyone, one, it can make you panic. 2, you make it for everyone and not for that one person that it's actually for, who it's going to be meaningful for. And this one person that you're envisioning is your ideal client.
Well,
is your ideal
I was just about to say that. Like, has your ideal client got a name? Because video content is for the masses. This is a one-to-many. However, when you're addressing it, it's the one-to-one. I know the name of the person I'm talking to right now, who I believe deserves a podcast to get their incredible knowledge that you have out there, that people need to see you, they need to hear you. I know who you are, you know who you are, because you're sitting there listening to this. I'm talking to you right now. And that's what I've just done, right? Now, I can comfortably say I know exactly who I'm talking to in my head. But there'll be 10 people listening to this going, she's talking to me. She gets me.
Yeah, now they've all gone, oh, she's not talking to me.
I am. Get in touch. But it's a very unique medium. A one-to-many on a one-to-one basis.
Yeah. Yeah, so true. That is definitely what you've got to bear in mind. You're talking to that one person. And they go, no, I've got to be vanilla for everyone. No, you don't, because you need to piss people off. You need to say stuff that's going to be not controversial, but your story, your lessons.
True to you.
Yeah, your story, your lessons are the right path for the next person who is like you. Mm-hmm. And if you don't tell them that direct, this is what it is. Like, I want to work with Susie Ashworth is because we both worked for Pizza Hut. We're both from Kent. We both have dreams of being bigger than what that was. And she's doing it. I want to do it.
You're doing it.
I'm doing it. Jessica Cunningham.
Yep. You're only mentioning this because we were listening to the interview.
Well,
I did
you
with
watched
her
the
today.
episode that you done, the interview that you done with her, and the way she made you feel made you think that making £1 million in a year is possible.
Yeah.
And in that moment that you said it, you believed it. Because you haven't followed her or kept on track with her, I feel like you've kind of lost that path. And
listening to it today, I was like, okay, how long ago was that? How far behind am I? Like, that's what that made me think. Like, you go, did you hear that, babe? Did you remember this interview? And I was like,
yeah, do you notice that was the only one that I played all the way through?
Yeah, I'm very well aware. So when was that interview? November, December, January, February. So we are 3 months on. And what that interview made me think, what listening to that made me think was 9 months I've got to make.
Yeah.
Like £999,999. But it did. It sparked it back up again.
Yeah, and I think we've got to go, who is that person who's saying I'm making $1 million in a year? And that's not Rachael from November. That's Rachael, November 2025. That's Rachael November 2026 saying that. I'm going to make $1 million in a year. Is the same person who is, I've made $1 million in a year.
That's it. It's not I'm making $1 million, it's I've made $1 million.
Yeah, but what is that person doing? What the hell are you doing to make that £1 million?
Not what I've done for the last 3 months.
Not what we've done for the last 3 months.
Well, last 2 months, 2.5 months. I've been good the last couple of weeks.
What we were doing in December and January is not what we're doing going forward.
Yeah.
February, we need to do a lot more of it.
February, we're doing well. And the momentum is going. So, but again, this is saying these relationships aren't built this second.
No, but we've got to act like the people that are making £1 million, like the Bloomingfields. The Bloomingfields.
Stop it! The Bloomingfields.
I love you. Well, you should be called the Bloomingfields.
She loved that. Yeah. To be fair, she loved that.
You should be called the Bloomingfields, but the Bloomingfields are that they are who we need to. What are they doing that we're not? And they're not podcast. They are life coaches. They're business people.
Family business people. They've got a family. They run their family alongside their business.
They've made $1 million.
Multi-millions. They run multiple businesses. I can't envision running more than this at the moment. But
I don't want to run more than this. I want to have this be successful because I know it is. But what is it we've got to do to make that happen? Well, we've gone off topic. We'll bring it back in. Bring it back in.
Bring it back in. There you go. So you've heard my goal. I need to make 1 million, or we need to make 1 million by November 2026. Think about it. What is your goal? What are you doing? Go and watch the interview I did with Jessica Cunningham, and you'll be hyped up. You'll be making 1 million in a year.
I'll put a link to it. It will go live after this episode goes live, but I'll put a link to it.
Okay. Video content dramatically increases conversion and engagement on websites and social platforms.
What? You said that so fast, I couldn't take it in.
Video content dramatically increases conversion and engagement on websites and social platforms.
Oh, that is fantastic. And this is something that we have worked with recently. And can I say the mistake people do with these website videos?
Always.
Good. You are doing it wrong if you're trying to tell everyone everything in one video. You sit there going, "Hi, I'm Troy McClure." No, can't use that name. Mm-hmm. You're saying, "Hi, I'm Joe Blogs. I have been doing this for so many years. These are the kind of people that I've helped in the past. This is how we do it, and this is why we do it.
I don't care
This is kind of how we're going to do it, and this is how we're going to do it for you." And it's a 10-minute video.
Yeah.
And everything you said there is exactly what the people watching it are thinking. They want to know, am I in the right place? The first video that you give them is, am I in the right place? So I've looked up podcasting. Land on your video team's website. The first video that they see on there is podcast after 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 podcast. That's one video, which is a highlight of a lot of podcasts that we've worked with.
Yeah.
Is that telling people looking for a podcast that they're in the right place?
Yep.
Yeah. That's the only video we've got on there. Now, the next video that they will go and see is they're gonna go. This is the right place. What do I want from them?
Well,
I want
big header. Turn your podcast into your entire marketing ecosystem.
Yeah.
Right.
I want that.
That's cool. Right, where am I going? Scroll down. Video.
Yeah.
Right.
This is heroic video podcasting. Now we do need to update this video, but it's still doing the job. It's still there telling people what heroic video podcasting is. I don't even know the name of the thing. But they might go, I just want a studio to work in. Guess what? I've got a video showing them around the studio. Again, it needs to be updated.
I like that one.
I like it, but we've improved the studio so much since that video's been done. And it is a case that your video should be an ecosystem for your website.
A journey.
Yeah. If they want to find out who you are, that trust building bit is because they've looked at the service and products that you provide. And they're going, I like what you provide. Do I like you? Let's find out about you.
Well, they've gone, they've Googled, yes, that's what I want. Clicked on your website, that's what I want. You're showing me all the right things. I like the look of this. Great. Who are you? What's the authority here? Where are you coming from? Why am I going to trust you, though? Because everyone can make their website look fancy and tell me it's going to do me everything I want. But are you actually going to do that? And that's where under the meet the team, about me, about us, whatever your title is page is titled, that is where you're going to have exactly that.
And now you're going to script it.
And you're going to tell them why you are the authority.
You're not going to wing it. You're going to script it because you need to be in that stat that we said earlier. People are trusting short form content.
Which stat one are we?
It was an early one. It was one of the first ones.
83% of consumers want to see more video content from brands, indicating clear demand for authoritative visual teaching content.
Yeah. And now that content needs to be precise, to the point, cover the ticks as quick as possible so they know they're in the right place with the right people and they're not going to waste their time, which is why you need to script it and not wing it.
Absolutely.
You can wing stuff later.
Yeah.
Once they've gone,
we're going to why scripting on a whole other...
Okay.
I will make a scribble. Scripting. That
right.
is the episode we need.
That's right. Our blueprint will tell us that.
Yeah, and we've seen the evidence of this as well. We saw it with the law firm that we worked with, where the conversions went from 3 a month.
Well, calls into the business were 3 a month down to up to 5 a week.
6 a week.
And then the conversion rates were 66% up to 78% conversion.
It's like,
And they were going, why are we getting calls about dogs? That's because you had a podcast episode go out with a pet expert.
and that's it. So by having the video content, it's going to increase your conversion, your engagement as well. People are going to be commenting. There's something for them to comment and talk about on there. So, which is why we ask questions throughout. Like, they're not all call to actions. The call to action's still to come. But whilst you're listening to this, if you're sat here watching us, listening, and I do it on my lives, you see as lives are happening, people are commenting in real time, and people do the same with a YouTube video. They'll comment in real time, and you can have one video where the same person's commented 5 times because they're answering your questions as you're asking them.
Can I ask a question? Do you want us to do a live podcast episode? We can go live direct to Facebook, direct to YouTube.
Could do them all.
Could do a couple. Can't do Instagram. Need to follow us
You
for that.
could through... Anyway.
No, we haven't got enough followers for us to go live on Instagram.
So close. Yes. So, educating first, whether through teaching, answering questions, or showing expertise, leads people to buy from you because they already feel you've helped.
Yes.
That was just a statement at the end.
That's a good statement. I do, again, feel like there needs to be that element of storytelling because that is entertaining and embedding.
Yeah.
You can educate all you want, but if you don't give situations, again, these are case studies that you may talk about. These are before and afters. So at the start, this was their problem. This was the results they were getting. Now they're getting this because of that. Like, introduce storytelling. Make your education impactful.
Yeah.
A lot of people say edutainment, which is okay if you've got that personality. If you're just going to educate, storytell as well. They go hand in hand.
So we're going to sum up. I'm going to sum up. So, if there's one thing you're going to take away from today, it's that people don't buy from the best kept secrets anymore. They buy from the most helpful voice in the room. So, they buy from the person who's already answered their questions. They buy from the person who's already shown them the how, and they buy from the person who feels familiar. And none of that happens by accident. That is all through the strategy of you planning out your videos, scripting your videos. So if you are listening to... What? Go.
So being visible.
Being visible, exactly.
Sorry.
No, you crack on.
Oh, I haven't now. That's it. Being
That was it.
visible. Your bit.
So if you are listening to this and you're thinking, I know I need to be showing up more, but I don't know what I need to be saying, then we do have a tool that can help you with our one-to-one content strategy call. So you can come on for an hour with me. We're going to video record it, and we are going to have an hour-long conversation where I'm strategically going to ask you a load of questions about you, your business, your mission, your goals, who you help, why you help them, what your products and services do for people, and we are going to be capturing everything you need to be able to really do it. Because ultimately, conversations are content. And that is only £99.
Nice.
So for less than £100, you're about to get...
And you get control of your content.
You get a whole hour's worth of conversation. Then what I do is I give you that video recording so you can go away and chop it up and do what you like with it. Take out those expert points of you, not me. You don't need me in your video. Just take out your expert points of you. I'm also going to give you the transcript, and I'm going to turn that into what you mentioned earlier, our heroic blueprint. And on that, it's going to tell you all the content that is in that call. I would guarantee you that you've got no less than 50 pieces of content in there. Look at that.
I concur.
That's less than £2 a piece of content. That's ridiculous. I need to charge more. But ultimately, that is it. So we're going to put that link in the show notes and description below.
Direct to the call.
Yeah.
It'll be in, and yeah.
So if you want to have a 1 hour content call...
You know what? I'm going to be cheeky. I'm going to put a QR code up for it as well.
Holy Where is it? Where is it?
It's going to be on screen.
So there you go. Grab it. Have it. I would love a conversation with you. Let's turn your conversations into content for less than £100.
Heroic blueprint, when I do it, can you remind me that I've got to put a QR code into the video, please?
Right. I think that's everything. Happy?
Yeah, I enjoyed that.
Fabulous. Hope you enjoyed it too.
About time you've done some work for this podcast.
Mother. Love you. Bye.
Love you, bye.